Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. Part 5 of this week's food forest tour. Hope y'all are doing well. As I was thinking in the previous videos this week, talking about the frogs. Whoop, I can't tell if yeah, he's right there. Chilling out right here. I was walking and he jumped over in the shade right here, just chilling out. Pretty good sized frog, maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches long, so not huge, but really glad to see them here in the food forest. They've just, every time I walk out here, I see at least usually one or two. So that's way up from last year. It was rare to see just one or two a week or almost a month. So really excited to see them enjoying the food forest too, and hopefully making themselves at home here. Got a European plum right here, looking really good. Got some new growth on it, about 2 or 3 inches in most spots, at least on that top part of that branch, about 1 inch in some other places. So good to see that one's doing well. This is the one I moved that European plum that was over back by that pomegranate in the previous videos. So it's got its own new home right here. Tried to get it near the other European plum to be kind of close to that, just for pollination. Still hasn't budded out yet. Oh, I see a little bud right here is about to have some growth. I see another one up there, so it looks like it is about to start budding out soon. Bigger blueberry right here, another smaller one right there, both looking good in front of the apple tree. This one's still dormant right now, looking like it's about to push that top bud. This is just a mound where I will plan to put a future fruit tree. Just while I was digging it out, just went ahead and created that mound for it. I did plant, you can see the seeds probably on there from that empty mound from just where it's being planted out with some of the cool weather veggies. Got another blueberries right here in front of the dormant apple tree still. Elderberries looking really good. See, it got some deer damage right here, but that's fine by me. It's untouched though. Well, oh, it did get deer munched right there too. You can see sending up quite some big stalks actually right there. They got munched back, but that's okay. It should just fill in. It's big enough now that I don't foresee it really hurting it. And it's unmunched in this whole section right down here, so that's really good too. Hopefully they'll stay off of it, and that'll hopefully actually encourage it to kind of fill itself in and grow thicker, both down there and up here on these kind of lone branches. It seems like the herbivore critters target areas that are kind of open or by themselves, so it'll be kind of a natural pruning that'll encourage them to thicken up a little bit. Cherry right here. This one is a new mound from last week. The mound was not here on this one. You can see I just kind of rough them in for the most part. It'll rain, it'll fill in all the fill in the cracks a little bit. I like it to have a little bit of the different elevations slightly, and some areas they'll be shaded down in some of those nooks and crannies, and sunnier and drier up on the more hilly portions of that. Looks like it's about to bud out. Got lots of little green buds right down in there, so that's really good. Head over to the next row. A larger plum tree, looking super healthy. I love the way the tree just in general looks with the leaves. Kind of gives like a semi-tropical look with it. Each week my hopes are decreasing for these grafted plums that I grafted onto it. Looking at them, the buds do kind of look kind of dry. I didn't put, if you remember at the fruit trees that I've grafted on the actual like root stocks, I put the Parafilm around the tip, right around here, to help it from drying out. I did not do it on these. These were the very first things that I really grafted pretty much, besides those 2 cherries that I already had. And I'm just starting to think that that these may not make it, but now you live and you learn. And here's some little good sized plum forming on here. Hopefully find a recipe for these plums. If y'all know of a recipe with some plums that aren't, you know, necessarily super tasty to eat fresh, I'd love to hear that. That would be really cool, as that would be neat to have a good recipe to put all these plums in, because this tree's big enough, as y'all can see now, it will produce quite a few of these plums, and I see a lot hanging on there, so that'll be really neat. It's another Japanese plum. It's got some good growth growing up from the tip right there, and also from the tip out right out there. Looking healthy so far. It's another empty mound that I just created for a future tree to be on. Need to do the same right there. That was one that didn't make it, that I think was dead when I got it, most likely. Here's the service berries. Moved them out. There's the nut. There's the bigger one actually right there. It was a lot taller if I was looking over here, because it was leaning over in its original spot over there. So looks quite a lot taller. It's almost chest high, not quite though. Looks good. Looks like it's about to bud out anytime now. It's right here in front of this apple tree that's putting out lots of growth. It's really the only apple tree that's by far that's actually gotten this much growth on it yet. About 2 inches, or maybe even looks like 3 inches maybe in the most growing areas. So it's looking really healthy. I don't think it'll produce any flowers this year. I think it probably needs one more year to maybe get a little bit bigger and fill out a little bit more. But that's really exciting. This is another new mound I made this week. Oh yeah, I meant to show the this pool right here was actually one of the new ones that I dug out. It's quite a longer one. It's kind of long and skinny. First I was just going to do it right here, but then I decided it was probably good to just go the full length right here. And so I had mounded up around all these trees, and these are empty mounds, but I used it on those trees. The ones over here, these were already existing, because these have, you can probably see the seeds on them. I planted the cool weather crops on there. So they're looking good. All these mounds from here on back are newly created. This is a new outline I dug right here for a pool that'll be on this side. Mounded up around this older apple tree. It's actually starting to put out some green growth. This is the one that is quite susceptible to the powdery mildew. It looks like it has healed over though from it. That's what the damage looks like from powdery mildew. Let's see. You can see it's kind of eats into the wood, or the wood kind of splits open, either one of those. And but it looks to have recovered from it, and I don't foresee really any more active spots where it's growing and reproducing. So that's really good to see. So it may have just overcome it. I didn't cut off any of these branches yet. I probably should have, but I think it'll fight it. See, this is actually, this branch, it is still got it on there actively. You can see it literally looks like, that's what it's called, the powdery mildew. It looks like little powder on there, the fluff, as I've probably shown in previous videos. But it's got some new growths coming out from the tips, so that's, I'll probably add some more soil onto here if I can really soon, because there's not a whole lot. It's a bigger tree, and I didn't really mound up as much as I'd like to. I'd like to put some dirt around this black locust, and it outgrew its little cage. I'll probably just take that off, because it's I don't really think the deer are going to bother it too much. It's growing all out here, and it didn't really bother it last year, so I don't think the cage is really doing anything but getting in the way at this point, so I'll probably take that off. Just put some dirt there for a future tree. I think there was actually a tree there. It was a type of apple that actually really wasn't suited for our area, and it was really sickly looking and had quite a few disease issues going on, so I removed that one. This is kind of rounded up a lot of the soil around this apple tree. It's still dormant right now. We'll head over to the next row. Actually, I think I'll make that into maybe the last video or two. So I'll stop this video here, and hopefully see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in, and Hope all your guys' stuff's growing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.